Boats magazine boat builder supply today. I got my hatches and some oar locks and some other things. So I figured it was time to I want to pre-drill the hatch holes before I get them in the boat. It's too difficult later on to get them squared in. And I also, this time, I got a new self-centering drill bit for like doing hinges and those kinds of things. It has a spring action on the tip here that, if you can get in real close here, you can see how it, as the side sheath pulls back, the little, well, you know how it goes. So I've got the holes lined up to where I want them. Set it in and I've got it lined up. Put in one screw there and then go ahead to hold it in place and then do the rest of them and then put a mark by that hole on the hatch and that spot on the panel itself. Okay, I've got all the holes drilled in the panel and I've marked which corner was the lower left, and then on the inside here I put an X marked with a pencil. It'll get covered with epoxy, but it'll still show up later when I get ready to put the hatches on. I'll just have to remember also in a note it's the lower left one. So I'll go ahead and do the rest of them now. I've got all the hatches drilled out now. The only thing I have, or the next step I should say, is to GelMagic all of these panels into the cross members and clamp them down overnight. Then I'll come along on the interior, along all the interior seams, or exterior seams, and then do some jump stitching with the GelMagic and the U-tah tube. I may go ahead and use the tube with the nozzle on this stuff too. It goes so easy, you just put it out with like a caulking gun and then just clamp it down. And one big good bead along the top should be more than adequate to give me a half-inch, 3/4 of an inch wide flattened out layer of GelMagic to hold everything together. Everything has been epoxied, and before I go ahead and GelMagic these panels to the framework, I will take some 100 grit sandpaper and rough it up a little bit because it's been more than the 3 days to get a chemical bond. So I'm only going to be able to achieve a mechanical bond, but it's going to be more than enough. And I could probably drop this boat off of a 5-story building and it would hold together. So not that I'm going to do it, but it's pretty tough. Onward. I just finished sanding all the edges that the panels will fit up against. We talked before about the mechanical and the chemical bond, so sanded the inside of the seams, or the edges on the panels that will be touching the framework, and the framework is all sanded now, so I'll change over and get my gloves on and get the GelMagic and the U-tah tube out with the new nozzle, and we're going to do this whole thing hopefully with one nozzle without it setting up on me. It's gotten warmer, as you can tell, in the Seattle area. It's going to be 90 degrees. Last week I was wearing a hat and coat out here, as you remember in some of the other videos. So let's do this, get this interior done. I'm tired of messing around with it. I want to get this finished, flip the boat over and show you some of the techniques that I use on the bottom. So let's go. Okay, I want to talk to you about the U-tah tubes here. They got them in two different functions. Let me get them up closer. You can see this one here says slow, and this one's just a normal one. They developed the slow, I hear, because gravity works. It can't go any farther. Hinckley Yachts wanted to use GelMagic. They use that now instead of 5200 on the joint between the hull and the deck. So I thought, pretty cool. It's gap filling and it does everything, and you don't have all that messy cleanup like you do with the 5200. So I'm going to start with the regular, and you pull it off the cap. It has a little plug that fits in here, and then you get the tube, and then there's no divider in it. It mixes inside and then swirls down in through the tube here, and it'll have another shot when it starts mixing. And you just put it on the end of the tube like that, and then you got the little squeeze on, and she's like that. Slip it in your caulking gun and start, and you can see how the color is starting to come up, and by the time it gets to the tip at the end there, see, it's turned clear already. It's going to start coming out the end clear, so I better get going quick here. So all you're going to do, just put on a layer just like that. It's nice to have plastic around, which I got now, so that you don't get little driblets. And it's always nice to have a little stick to kind of swirl it around. Get it fitted. Clamps. Move. And the same tape. No problem. There. Now we'll go on with the rest of them. It helps to push it into the wood so it doesn't want to drip off. And then just twist the handle to relieve the pressure. Uh-oh. Somebody's doing something wrong. Doesn't take a lot of clamping pressure. Just a little bit to hold it in place. There's going to be tape around the edges, and then where this comes across on the top seam, there'll be tape over between the top seat panel and the side panel. So let me continue on and we'll come back.